All right, good morning.
Whoa, that was quick.
Very, very early.
That was quick. I wasn't even in my chair yet.
You look very neon today.
Do I?
Very.
I'm so excited. On the news this morning, they said there's a cold front blowing through, and I've been like waiting to bust out my skeleton sweater. It's not, the cold front hasn't even arrived yet, but it is coming, and I am ready for it.
It's still hot. Good morning. I was
Good
laughing.
morning. I'm still drinking my coffee.
Last week you wanted to show off your shoes, and one lady put a comment. She was like, "You could have just taken off your shoe."
Oh, instead of
and showed it.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, she's so pretty. Isn't my wife pretty?"
We don't think of in the moment.
I thought it was funny too. I was like, "Yeah, why didn't she just take off her shoe?"
But you didn't think about it either. You didn't tell me take off your shoe, dummy.
Well, it's not my shoe. I'll put the big old bottle down here. I have a big old bottle of water today. We are doing a early morning edition. Surprised Rick, so Rick was not able to join us first thing, but he said he's going to try to jump in when he can.
Because it's like the actual Halloween episode, and I bet he doesn't want to miss out.
Do you have topics for Halloween then? Is that what you're...
No, I don't have Halloween specific topics.
Oh yeah, this episode will drop on
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
So nobody's gonna watch this episode. Everybody's gonna be trick or treating.
Well, no, because it'll come out Thursday at midnight, so they'll watch it Friday during the day.
Although
we're gonna be juggling kiddo Halloween parties and all that stuff.
We're doing a thing called Wedding Wednesday on Wednesdays. We have to do one this week.
Oh yeah.
But I'm enjoying running into people and the comments are interesting.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I love them. They're great. You guys are great.
And then what else are you getting?
And some people are like, a good friend of ours, Scott, was like, dude, my wife's like, why can't you be like Steve? And did you hear what Steve said? And Steve just gives it to her.
It's all for the camera, Scott.
So just remember that the Wedding Wednesdays are for fun.
Yes.
And
not to cause marital problems. Yeah,
not to cause divorces. But you can find the Wedding Wednesdays on my Facebook, my Instagram, Renee's Facebook, her Instagram.
Yes. And it's called Steve and Captain Evil the Pod, I think. Is the Instagram we have.
We're starting to kind of try to grow the podcast and get people.
Well, it's hard because there's so much material for you to share on your socials. We're just trying to be conscious of like the podcast and the Wedding Wednesdays and stuff with me taking over, because it really is your socials, not our socials.
Yeah, but I think we're better together. We've always said that.
Yeah.
And I
hope so. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, would you be doing better if I wasn't anywhere on your social media? I certainly ask myself that question.
No, don't say that. People love our interactions and our back and forth. And if we're not going to get a sitcom, we might as well show them us, and
shoot the shit on our socials together.
Yeah, do it ourselves, right? With our own channel.
Yeah.
What a rough couple of weeks. And we actually chose to do the podcast early this morning because no offense, I want to have my work week done.
Yeah.
I am off for the week and the weekend, and I just got to get it. I want to just focus on family, my home, things going on here in New Braunfels.
I was going to say, say that, you mean you just want to take the comedy portion off of your plate, because it's not like you're just chilling at home. I'm not seeing you either during the day. Like, you're working on other projects.
Well, yeah, but again, taking the comedy portion and taking a break and focusing on my kids.
I was going to say a week to not travel, but we're potentially traveling for baseball this weekend, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Poor Delilah came in last night crying, and gosh, she breaks my... I couldn't go back to sleep. I wasn't able to go back to sleep.
That's what happens when she comes in after like 4 a.m. It's hard to go back to sleep. That happened to me this weekend too. You're like, well, I've slept long enough. I guess I'm up.
Yeah, I just kind of laid there for a little bit, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll get up, make everybody breakfast, and get the house going. So I wasn't able to sleep, but Delilah cries, and it just like it's for like, I don't know. Garrett could cry, and I'm like, Delilah cries. I'm like, what happened? Where's my baby? Come to dad. Hold me, daddy. Squeezies. I'm like, oh, and I just could, I could not go back to sleep. And she's also turning into like a little girl, and it's kind of freaking me out.
Like, how? In what way?
Well, she's starting to stretch, and she's, She has trouble with the W's. Get instead of Garrett. And that's going away. So all the little cuteness, little. So what is that? An adolescent? That's a toddler.
No. So toddler is up until 5.
Yeah, so she's a little
5
toddler.
T in clothes, they call it.
We're creeping up on her birthday.
Yes.
Coming up, and she's going to be 5.
Yeah, then they call it, what do they call it? It's just like she's a kid. She's not a toddler anymore. She's a kid.
It's, I don't know. I'm just trying to hold on for dear life because it's all happening so fast.
Yeah. They changed so much after that kindergarten year.
We had last week we had teacher-parent conferences.
Parent-teacher conferences for both kiddos. On the one day you were home last week, it feels like, yeah.
Well, I was home for a couple last week, but it's so interesting to me because I was not a good student.
Oh, I know. Anytime we walk into a school for parent-teacher conference, I can tell your body language changes and you do either one of 2 things. You try to make a lot of jokes with the teachers and the staff to compensate for the fact that I know you feel uncomfortable or you just kind of get quiet because you do not like being in a school. It's like you're that little kid again that's going to get in trouble.
I don't know. They're just, I don't do well with structure. I don't do well with...
Or being told what to do.
Being told what to do, structure. But I think that's why and they talk about it. I've heard experts talk about how it's always the C student that's the entrepreneur. It's always the guy that our gal that just doesn't fit into that...
Academic grades don't necessarily equal...
Yeah. That structure of you come to school, you clock in, you study... it's just, it's not, I get anxious. It's not comfortable to me. It's, I don't know. I'm very proud of my kids.
Yeah.
Garrett is very, very smart and absolutely thrives in a, environment like that, and it's just, it's interesting for me to watch as a parent, where you just go, wow, that's not at all like me.
Yeah.
So then I wonder,
but he also gets frustrated when the kids are too rowdy. He gets annoyed if he feels like he can't focus and get his work done.
It's just interesting because I ask myself, I am very hardworking and very successful without all of that. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, what do I want for my kids? Do I want them to be the walk into a structure, handle their, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I think our kids are going to have a very unique balance in that. We know that I liked that structure and I thrive in that structure and it's good and it's healthy for me. And they say that is for most children, but our kids kind of don't have a choice. They have to be okay with both.
Yeah,
because there is the structure of school. They
learn to get in the circus.
But yeah, we constantly pull them out into something else and then they have to readjust. And so what I have been noticing as a mom, I think the thing that I need to help them figure out or stay on track with is the transition from one to another and them setting their own routine and responsibilities for each.
Yeah, Garrett's teacher report was excellent. Keep
it up.
And he does very well, and I'm very proud of him. And but then we have Delilah's, and Delilah is interesting because we get, wow, she's very, very intelligent.
Academically, she knows all the letters, the numbers,
she knows everything she's supposed to know, very advanced. But emotionally. Delilah tends to lash out, and Delilah does not like rules and is a little more on the rebel side of things.
Let's work on listening and following directions. Work on sharing and collaborating with friends.
Also your traits. Also Captain Evil traits.
Let me just do it my way and leave me alone, please.
But it's so crazy how, you love your kids so much. And you go in there and you're also a little nervous, right? Where you're just like, God, I hope they see how great my kid is the way I see. And you just,
or even just all of the not even how great, but like all of the positive traits that my child has and how those are so wonderful and going to serve him or her well in the future. And let's like push and encourage those. You know, I just think that like when you have a classroom full of children, I would think it would be easier if you just push them all in a certain direction, right? But it's like having the ability to see each child individually and nurture and grow that. And that's hard when you're in a classroom with 24 kids like Garrett's.
I do feel very blessed too to have, healthy, smart kids.
For sure. Yeah.
I really feel for parents that have kids that are special needs or have issues with their kids.
Yeah.
Because it is nerve-wracking to walk in there and hear what the teacher has to say. And in our case, for Garrett, 100% positive. For Delilah, very positive, other than, hey, she's,
she's a tough cookie.
She's a tough cookie, right?
Yeah. And my worry as a mom is it's so funny that I didn't know we were going to talk about this today, but yesterday and even last night, I was thinking, it kind of kept me up in my sleep. I was thinking, gosh, we're getting ready for kindergarten next year, right? And the teacher in her conference brought up, I think Delilah will be ready for kindergarten. I think we'll have worked through these issues. And I just thought, oh shoot, if she's in a classroom with more kids, the teacher's not going to put up with those little fits. The teacher's not going to have time
but what's even
to do that. I'm
right.
like, how do I help her get it together between now and then?
Well, I think we're going to be okay because surprisingly, Delilah likes going to school.
Yeah, she does.
She actually is like, oh, I want to go to school and I want to be there and I can't wait to see my friends. And that's the other thing. That's the one thing I loved about school was the social aspect.
Yeah, and that's it for Delilah.
I love seeing people. I love like my friends. I love the laughs. I love the jokes. I was very fortunate to go to high school with a lot of first cousins and second cousins.
Yeah.
So it was like a little family reunion at GP every,
Yeah.
And a lot of times we all had the same classes together. So, we grew up very, very close. And I desperately loved that. I knew that third period we would have, Joey, Abel, Michelle, Kimberly.
You had so many cousins in school.
We'd all had that class together. So we'd be like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till third period, where we're all going to see each other, right? So I definitely love the social aspect of school. And I think Delilah does too. I think Delilah really likes I want to go and socialize. I want to play.
Yeah. She likes I noticed she does like a day at home because she can play freely with whatever she wants and move without a schedule, right? But too much of that and she's bored. She does want to be at school. She does want to be engaged and doing things and activities and
no, she's definitely a social butterfly, if you will, which comes from me.
She never meets a stranger on the playground. Yeah.
Anywhere.
She's exactly like you. She's mayor on the playground.
And our job as parents is to, you want to find that spark.
Yeah.
And encourage it, whatever it is, right? And for whatever reason, and today Garrett goes, what do I have today? I said, yeah, baseball practice. And then Delilah goes, what do I have today? I go, I think you have gymnastics or dance. And she's, oh, I hope it's gymnastics. So you see a little spark in that. That maybe this is something that she likes.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to encourage. We had Johnny Sanchez on the road this weekend. Johnny's from Tulare. Mm-hmm. We did pretty much around all his stomping grounds, right? So it was a really great weekend for him.
Did he have places to show you? Well, you guys probably didn't have time to do anything, right?
We were flying from one place to the next, and I just love the response we get from that part of California. And those are the hardworking people. Those are the blue collar people of California. Those are the wake up and grind everyday Californians. And I really connect with them, So we just had a great week, but Johnny's daughter is a 12, 13, 14, 12, 13. Well, Johnny comes, dude, look what my daughter drew.
I was going to say, don't use her name. I don't know if he's comfortable with it.
He goes, look what my daughter drew. And he shows me this picture, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, it was amazing. He goes, Steve, she did that in an hour, right? Well, it was her birthday. Uh-huh. So I go, that's it. I'm going to get on Amazon. I'm sending her an entire art set.
I saw that in the cart. I wonder who that was for.
So we sent it to her. And then I got a phone call yesterday from Johnny and his daughter thanking us. And she was thrilled. I mean, and it was funny because Johnny was like, oh, you don't have to do that. And, I don't know. And, I go, I don't even know if she's gonna want to even use them. And I said, dude, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's a spark here. She's clearly good at something. Let's push that.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's our job as parents, is to find that spark and push it. Right.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, athletically, Delilah's very athletic, thanks to me. But soccer, you would think all the baseball she sees, our neighbor, who she absolutely loves, is a stud softball player and loves softball. You would think Delilah would gravitate towards that. And for whatever reason, because she's a little rebel, she's like, I want my own thing.
Yeah, she has not even asked at all about playing softball. Because I even thought there's a dad at the school with some of her little classmates. Several of her classmates played on a softball team this past season. So I thought, well, maybe we'll try that next season in the spring. And if she's playing with her friends,
maybe she'll be into it.
Maybe she'll like it. We'll see how it goes. But she also, just having finished soccer season, you can also tell, it's like you see what your child likes. She likes swim. She's so excited. She walked up the stairs for swim class yesterday and she legit clapped and she goes, Coach Spar. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? Because Delilah does not usually like authority.
Well, she's tough on her. And I always tell people, like, Delilah does very well with discipline.
Yeah.
Like people that don't take no shit, Delilah will butt heads for a little while, then she'll be like, okay, well, I guess you're in charge.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't think it doesn't work that way with me.
She's a tough one, that Delilah, but she does like the people that put her in her place.
But my point with that is that, like, to see her yesterday, because it was her first day back at swim, to see her yesterday so excited, because you're talking about the spark, so excited to get back in the pool. I was like, okay, you know how we talked about with Garrett, like, does he want us to push him on the hard days? For me, that was a sign that, like, Delilah really does like this. So on the days she says, Mom, I don't want to go to swimming, it's because she wants to watch the tablet or play with her Magnetiles, not because she doesn't like swimming. She likes swimming.
No, she loves swimming.
Yeah.
And there's some friends of ours that I need to get Coach Barr's info to, because they have a little girl, and we gotta encourage that, because I will tell you folks, if you have a swimming pool or just water in general, right? You hear so many times that drownings are a very, very big deal, whether it's at the lake or the river or somebody's pool. What this swim survival has been amazing. And Garrett can swim, but not like Delilah.
Yeah.
And not at that age.
And even Delilah, because they focus so much, it's on survival at first as opposed to swimming. Delilah could float on her back for a very long period of time and just wait there for someone to come and get her or help her. Where Garrett, even at his age, even though he knows how to swim, he's like, how does she float on her back like that for so long?
Yeah, she'll kick her little leg and she'll go. But it's incredible what they do. And it's also incredible when you go, it's amazing what little kids can learn.
Yeah.
The fact that she was able to learn this at such a tiny age is insane. It's insane. But we flew into San Francisco. God, it was a rough week.
You know what? When you guys got off the road, you came in right away and showered, but Kyle was kind of bringing in the merch suitcases and stuff like that. And he was putting away the stuff from your green room, and he goes, "This was a rough week." Yeah. And I was like, "That's all he said." I said, "All right, Kyle, thanks." Then he walked out to go to sleep.
It was a rough one.
This was a rough week.
Drive to the gig, perform. The first gig was Salinas. I forget where was it? Salinas. Then we did
Santa Rosa. No,
Santa Rosa's beautiful, by the way.
Have I never been to Santa Rosa with you when we lived in California?
No, I think it's like, I want to guess, but maybe an hour from Sonoma.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of in that wine country realm.
Yes.
Right? Very, very pretty little town. I was laughing because no casino. So it's like, okay, what do we do with ourselves? Right.
That's funny you said that, because my dad asked when I saw him, he said, "Where's Steve? And is there a casino there?"
Well, there's casinos, but California doesn't have craps, right? So I'm not going. So I think on Santa Rosa night, we're like, look, let's find a dive bar where maybe nobody's at, right? That we can have a drink.
Yeah.
And then Kyle goes, well, there's this place around the corner called the Zoo. And we're like, well, there's this one by the hotel. Let's go over there. And it was total nightclubby.
Oh, I was going to say usually by hotel, safer bet.
Well, but it was this was still by the hotel. But it wasn't in the main street, like downtown area.
Okay.
It was kind of off the beaten path a little bit. So
but it's called the Zoo.
It's called the Zoo.
That sounds a little scary. I would have said, guys, I'm
shotgun
not sure.
bar, right? Just your typical, old school bar down the side.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room.
I was going to say, sounds like a strip club or a tranny bar.
I'm so glad you said that. Well, we walk in and there's these two gay boys. And I mean, the see-through metal tank tops?
Oh, yeah. It's called mesh.
They were done up, these fellas. And I walk in and I mean, both in white. I'm
actually looking for one for a costume. I wonder where they got it.
He had the stickies, the silver stickies,
the rhinestones on his face. And
me, I love people. And yes. I'm always interested, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's up, fellas? Like, what's going on? And they're like, we just left Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Love it.
So they dressed up to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it was like a live action, like a play. They didn't go to the movie. They went to. He goes, everybody was dressed up. We had so much fun. So it's those two. Then all of a sudden, the woman that works at the theater, she shows up. That's her local
after working.
Yeah. So she walks in. We're having drinks. Before you know it, the two gay boys are sitting with us. We're laughing all night. And I always tell you I feel like 20 years ago, maybe more, the gay dude was the most fun and not offended and talked so much shit, right?
Yes.
And that has changed.
Oh, with the whole...
In my opinion.
Woke culture?
Yeah. These gay boys, hilarious. Talking shit, making fun. Johnny ordered his what does he drink?
His Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc. I know it because I drink it too.
He orders the Sauvignon Blanc. And then the two gay boys go, they bring him and they go, who's this for? And both gay boys go, for the lady. For the lady. To John. And of course, we freaking lose it. These gay dudes are making fun of Johnny, and we're just freaking losing it. He goes, for the lady. And then one gay boy's like, I have balls. I don't need that, right? I mean, we laughed. And then it turns out that one of the dudes, he comes from a family that owns a winery in that area.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, we're distributed all over. I forgot the name of it.
I was like, do you have the name of it so we can taste it? So we can buy some bottles?
It was a fun night. It was
awesome.
a funny, fun night. Not many people in the bar.
Yeah.
And then we called it a night. And then the next night was...
I thought you were going to tell me we walked in, babe, and we were so surprised. There were women dancing on the bar. We couldn't believe it. I was like, really? With a name like the Zoo, Steve Trevino?
Well, that's what made me laugh. It was like, oh no, it was definitely the Zoo. You had
most random mix of people.
Yeah, you had like a biker gang playing pool, two gay boys dressed as flamboyant as you can be, and then like a couple in the corner, and then us comedians walking in. It was like, oh, it's a fucking zoo. And before you know it, we're hanging out with the gay boys. They're making us laugh. They're being funny. And I think it's switched. See, the lesbians used to be militant. The lesbians back in the day used to be, don't make fun of us, and we're lesbians, and we're tough, and we don't take no shit, and now the gay boys are all, leave us alone, and we're, and the lesbians are the fun ones.
Yeah.
I think it has switched. I think it's switched. The lesbians now are the ones with a good sense of humor and can joke, but these gay boys, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So that was that night, and then I think we had Fresno next. Was it Fresno? Yeah, Fresno. Same thing. It was like, all right, what are we going to do tonight? Let's see if we can find like some dive bar.
Yeah.
And then at this point, John, the tour manager, was like, hey, I think I might have found our spot, guys. Right? Here's a little dive bar. We're like, all right, sure, let's go. We walk in, karaoke.
Yeah.
Everybody's dressed for Halloween.
Oh, I didn't.
Right?
Halloween karaoke's got to be so fun.
Well, and it was the same thing. It was that bar, little dive bar, the mix of people.
Yeah.
You had like college kids at one table, and then you had a lady that was probably in her 80s.
Yeah.
And her husband is running karaoke, John, and he's in his 80s.
No
right?
way.
Older, right? And then, you had all these people that had just, like our age, that had just left the Halloween party. I got to tell you, though, it was a...
Did you get some costume ideas? Were people out with amazing costumes?
Me and you were always like, okay, what's a good husband-wife costume?
Yeah.
Right? Well, this couple did Dumb and Dumber. The tuxedos.
I think you've pitched that one to me before.
No, but she was in like orange tights, like
she made it sexy.
She had the heels. Yeah, she made a sexy Lloyd.
Well, but that's my other thing. I'm like, why do you always have to make it a sexy version of the Halloween costume?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know so much if it was sexy, but it was the female version.
Gotcha.
If you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
And she was quite the handful, but. Just a cool bar and watching people. And we, again.
Any other cool costumes?
No, not that I can think of.
Yeah.
That I saw them too, and I was like, oh, like that's a good husband wife
way to do it.
They had the canes and the top hat and the,
Yeah.
And you right away.
It's an obvious.
Yeah, right away you're like, oh, they're Dumb and Dumber.
Well, I was so surprised last year when we were, when I was Selena and you were Yolanda Saldivar, that some people didn't know who we were.
I was a little offended. I had the wig. I had the orange prison jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And you definitely look like Selena. Well, people knew who you were. They didn't put it together.
Yeah.
That I was Yolanda Saldivar, the most hated Mexican woman on earth. It was fun though. We had a lot of fun with Johnny, because Johnny has the bouffant haircut. And the old lady, same haircut. So we had a bunch of laughs with that.
That's hilarious.
And Johnny just killed. He had a great sets, great theaters.
Yeah.
Wrapped it up in Modesto. Whew, that was the rough one because it was like Modesto. It was
Sunday night, right?
Sunday night.
After a big weekend, like this past weekend, I think was the weekend everyone did their Halloween parties, So I'm not a 2 nights out in a row kind of girl. That's a stretch for me.
So it's tough. It was tough to sell tickets, but we did well. But it was like, holy crap, land in San Francisco, drive 2 hours, do a show. Wake up, drive 4 hours, 5 hours, do a show. Wake up, drive 2 hours, do a show. Wake up, drive 2 hours, do a show. Finish the show, drive 2 hours to San Francisco, catch a 12:50 a.m. flight.
I didn't realize that's what time your flight was.
And fly home.
Dang. The fact that you had energy yesterday and were standing is pretty amazing.
I am, like I said, stand up. Let's take a break this week.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
All I'm thinking too, though, is I remember last year when your tour schedule was just nuts, when you were doing like a cross country thing. Like as you described your schedule, I was like, well, gosh, at least we've made some improvements. At least at least you're staying in the same general area as opposed to went cross country.
That was one of the roughest ones where we did. And it all just it all pieced together. It was kind of weird the way it went down.
That was last year, right?
Yeah,
or was it 2 years ago?
Like 2 years. Some of it had to do with a little bit of COVID back then because the theater, they didn't want to do, Dallas didn't want to do 2 in a row because, they won't be able to disinfect. Anyway, we did Thursday, Dallas, Friday, Bakersfield, Saturday, Atlantic City.
That's what it was wild. And it was like impossible to get into Atlantic City.
And I had to drive to LA because I couldn't fly out of Burbank. I mean, out of Bakersfield.
Yeah.
That was that one when, Jeremy and Jennifer showed up with all their friends and all they wanted to do was party. And I'm like, look, dude, I got to go.
Barely hanging in there. Yeah.
And I cannot party with you guys.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are having a great time, but I literally have to leave, sleep in LA, wake up, fly to Philly, drive to Atlantic City, perform in Atlantic City, turn around, and then drive back.
Yeah.
Like it was a rough one, but you do it and you make it happen. So we are planning on trick or treating with the kids.
Yes.
On Halloween.
Yes, on actual Halloween on Friday. Yeah.
Like every year I feel like we're always trying to figure out like, well, when is trick-or-treating and when are we going to do it? And are they going to do it the night before or it's also kind of scary it being on a Friday because our neighborhood's pretty rowdy and fun.
How late are the doorbells going to be ringing?
Well, how long are these teenage kids going to be running around? Because mom and dad are like, well, they don't have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it'll be the hood
will be
interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
To see. So
I'm just hoping we don't have, and I thought we didn't have a baseball tournament this weekend. So I was like really looking forward to a Friday night Halloween, you being home, us being able to do whatever. We might have to wake up early on Saturday and go to baseball games.
We might have baseball on Saturday, and we also might have a doubleheader on Sunday football because the storm rolled through this last weekend.
Yeah.
And we were not able to play football or soccer. And I think Delilah has a soccer game on Wednesday, right?
I don't know. They haven't said yet.
I hope so.
So you can see it, yeah.
I want to sit and watch and see my girl play soccer. She's doing so good. We were very concerned that she was done with soccer. She was hiding under the chair for shade. Like literally, like
she'd be like, "Y'all play. I'm gonna sit under this chair because this is the only shade there is."
She found it. She's like, we're like, I think Delilah's over there under the chair, like hiding from the sun. So I thought for sure, like it's not, and I feel bad because, because the baseball goes the way it goes, I have been able to make relationships with the parents on Garrett's team, but because soccer, I don't get to go root with you guys on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I haven't really got to know the parents.
Yeah. And she has a great little team.
They're
too.
great.
Great
Everybody's
coach.
so nice and everybody's so great.
Yeah.
And we're very excited to continue if she wants to, the soccer world. But it does scare me. I mean, I don't know how parents, I was just talking to another mutual friend of ours. He's got 3 boys. And he's like, Steve, if my boys aren't in the same organization, he goes, it's already impossible if they're in the same organization.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 parents. He goes, so...
You hope they're playing on opposite weekends. At least one of them is out,
But, and they do it. And when, where's mom? Well, mom's with so-and-so. And I'm over here with this one. And, so, I mean, it's going to happen to us, once Delilah... If she chooses to play more competitive soccer, they travel too.
Yeah.
And they got tournaments too.
You have to have parents on the teams that you trust to help you get kids places.
I don't know. I was busy. I had things, but not like this.
I was busy, but it was like one thing, and it was the same thing every weekend. It was I left for a drama tournament on Friday, and I came home Saturday night. And I was busy. I did that every weekend.
But not after school.
My parents.
We did dance.
I was staying. Yeah, and I danced. So I was staying after school to work on whatever tournament piece I was doing, and then I had dance.
I played Little League, football in junior high. Obviously I got hurt, so I didn't get to play through high school. But I think I had Boy Scouts. For a little while I did Boy Scouts. We had a religion class. I had a religion class.
Yeah.
Like on Wednesdays where I'd have to be there at religion class.
Mine was Sunday. That was the worst because I'd get home from a drama tournament. Sometimes you're traveling on a charter bus, right? So it depends where the competition was. But sometimes I'm getting home from a drama tournament at like 1 a.m. and my parents are picking me up at the high school at 1 a.m. And then my mom would be like, it's Sunday morning, religion class in church, because they would have religion class on Sundays. And I'd be like a zombie.
Trying to get it together.
Religion class, yeah.
What else did I do? Youth group. We had a youth group through the church, which by the way was a lot of fun. Like I enjoyed youth group. Like I enjoyed, hanging out. We always did cool things. We were always doing fundraisers or, during Lent,
It's a good character building activity.
We had to,
Boy Scouts or.
They made me volunteer. We used to do teen retreats, and I'd have to volunteer and do the teen retreat. But
I think you talk about those memories with me often, and I don't think you realize like how much I think that probably shaped your life and the person you are today.
Oh, 100%. Well, but even like, my dad was always willing to help others.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from my dad, I mean, I can't tell you how many Saturdays, we'd wake up, nothing was going on, and my dad would be like, let's take a drive. So we'd jump in this truck and we'd just start driving, right?
Yeah.
And inevitably, either dad would find somebody to drink with, right? And, so maybe somebody's hanging out on the porch, having a drink, and he knows them. So then all of a sudden now we're hanging out and it turns into a party.
Yeah.
Or I can't tell you how many times we're driving by and somebody was working on their house and dad would pull up and dad would be like, hey, let's go help.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden a Saturday where we were just taking a drive either turned into a party or us helping somebody else. Whether they were roofing their house or fixing their house or cutting their yard or maybe trimming trees, dad would be like, hey, get your butt out. Let's go help.
Yeah.
So I also learned a lot of that from my dad. Sarah, my stepmom, worked at the children's clinic. Mm-hmm. So she always got Similac samples. And she would come home with stacks and stacks of these samples.
Yeah.
And then dad would go and deliver to the needy new moms.
Yeah.
And dad would make me go with him. And dad would be like, hey, you're coming with me. And we're going to go and we're going to pass out formula for the people that need it. And the crazy part, hang on real quick, some Helicopters for Heroes stuff. By the way, if you're in San Antonio or San Antonio surrounding area, this Monday at Tapatio Springs, I will be out there doing our Helicopters for Heroes golf tournament. There is still time for you to get a team. So please, that's what this text is about.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was in San Antonio this year.
Yep.
Yes. And it's after Halloween, a much smarter choice.
But years later, it has been so cool for people to come up to me and say, I don't know if I would have made it if your dad didn't show up with Similac.
Formula's expensive.
And then I found out that he even had a nickname where they would call him the Milkman.
Yeah.
They would say, here comes the Milkman to help us.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot of that from dad. And then, of course, religion class and being there. But dad was always ready and willing to help people.
Yeah.
Even the little things. Even if we were at a grocery store and dad would see some old lady pushing a basket, dad would be like, grab her basket.
Yeah.
And I'd grab her basket and we'd take her to her car and dad would help her unload and help her get in the car. And all those little things that my dad did rubbed off on me. And it's funny because, I don't know, last week or something, driving home from baseball. Uh-huh. And baseball's in the middle of nowhere, right? I see a woman walking and it's pitch black.
Yeah, there's no lights out there. It's dark.
And she's walking and there's nothing around. And so I U-turn. Uh-huh. And I go over there and go, are you okay? And she goes, yeah. She's like, I just need to get out of the house. I'm just taking a walk. I go, but you're okay. Because it was one of those situations where you're like, did you leave your car behind? Like, something's up, right? Uh-huh. She goes, no. She's like, I'm just walking. And then Garrett goes, that was very nice, Dad. It doesn't take long to just check on somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the old lady, remember?
Yeah.
I found an old lady, guys. Literally walking in a field. And I turn around and I go, are you okay? And she goes, I'm walking to the post office. I need to deliver these letters. And I said, well, there's no post office over here. I said, but I can take you to one. And she was like, okay. So I put her in my car. I drive her several miles to the post office. Mm-hmm. We deliver her. Garrett was with me. We deliver her mail. And then I go, well, I want to take you home. Tell me where you live. Mm-hmm. She could not really remember where she lived. That's when
you realized something was up.
We finally figured it out and got her home. But I don't know what would have happened if I didn't. I actually had to leave her with the cops to make sure that the cops could get that was her home.
And that she could get in.
Because it was an apartment complex and she couldn't remember the code to get in the gate. So we couldn't even get in the gate. So I had to call the cops. The cops had to come. But I'm like, dude, this lady falls in that thick grass. You don't see her.
Yeah.
And she was very close to 90. Very old woman.
Yeah.
But, like Garrett said, But I learned that from my dad.
Yeah.
I learned my dad would do things like that, But yeah, I mean, it did definitely shape who I am, And our church community in Gregory was a great community. A lot of hardworking people that would always volunteer their time and do fish fries and raise money.
It was really a sense of community because the town was small, but for that small town, it was a big church community.
Big church community.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I think, taking the kids to church and keeping them involved and letting them see people who really make an effort to.
Right. I was going to say, well, that's why I made the comment about it, is just because I think it's something that we make sure that we're still including in our kids' very busy and our very busy full schedules, that they're getting that somewhere.
Well, but that's why I take Garrett to Helicopters for Heroes too.
Yeah.
So he sees it and he's around it and he understands that we can't just live a life where we just take.
Yeah.
We've got to give, we got to give. So we shall see. I'm just ready. To have a weekend off. I want to be fired up about stand-up again.
Yeah.
And I will get back to work in 2 weeks. We will be doing a private show to raise money in El Paso, Texas. And then Friday, Saturday, we will be in San Jose at the Improv. So first shows are almost sold out, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Second show Friday is always light. So we're trying to get some people in there. Oh, and then in Santa Rosa, I ran into Heather, who owns Rooster Teeth Feathers.
Oh, yeah, that you played a lot.
Her and her husband came out, and it was great to see. She was so sweet because, I mean, that was one of those clubs that, I would book every year. I needed the work. It was a great little club. And I'm very appreciative of that club and that work.
Yeah.
And she was always very nice. But to find out she was a fan, and she goes, I bought tickets. I go, don't buy tickets. So I had her backstage, and she was like, I can't believe you're having us backstage. I'm like, Heather, you gave me work.
Yeah.
Her and her husband came back. So a big shout out to Rooster Teeth Feathers, your local comedy club.
I'm so glad they came and saw you, because otherwise you don't know,
And I did love the fact that she was like, you're always so nice, and you're always so easy.
Yeah.
You always did a good job. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then Johnny was like, do I ever work that club? They didn't have a green room. And I'm like, I sat outside in the back patio.
Yeah.
I didn't care if they had a green room or not.
Yeah.
We do have to go. Captain Evil's doing something wonderful. We are helping a teacher, Garrett's teacher. And I think it's almost sold out, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Good job.
I think so.
We're raising money for Garrett's teacher, who is surviving cancer. And if you care to join us, it'll be me and my friend Wade Bowen at Freiheit Country Store on what's the date?
November 9th, Sunday, November 9th.
Sunday, November 9th. Come watch Wade Bowen stand up. Should be interesting. But we will make him sing, and that way he can make up for it. I will not be singing. At all.
Have you and him been brainstorming joke ideas?
I need to call him because I know he's very stressed.
I was going to say, you got to help a brother out.
I know he's very stressed. So yeah. I do need to reach out to him. We absolutely love you guys. And always thank you for the support. Join us on our Wedding Wednesdays and our sponsors. Please support them. You want to give the sponsors real quick?
Old Salt Coffee. It is delicious. It is a veteran-owned company. Trevino 10 for the discount code. I encourage you to try it. It's really yummy. They've got medium roast, dark roast, all the different options, but it's got a kick and it's good. Picked Cherries. Download the app, listen, and share podcast. Ours is on there. Share our podcast. Clip out your favorite clip.
And also, I want to give a shout out to all of you who continue to come to the shows year after year, continue to support. We had a couple in the front row, and they said, "Do we get anything for being a frequent flyers?" And I said, "How many times?" She goes, "We've seen you 3 times. We love you." So all of you that continue to support, thank you so much. We love you guys so very much, and we're so appreciative of all of you.
And don't forget Confidence Auto Group.
Yes, Aztec Chevrolet. If you're buying a car in and around Texas, give them an opportunity. They'll deliver the vehicle. They'll make it easy, and they will compete with your local dealership or any dealership in Texas. So give them an opportunity. We absolutely love you guys. Definitely missed you, Rick. And we will see you guys soon.